Good morning. Thanks for joining me today. I hope everyone is well. I was watching my friend Scott Wilson's video on the pressing matters about a record to die for, specifically episode 8. So I thought it'd be fun to do a series with my absolute favorites from the Audiophilia Dream List. Coincidentally, one of the regular viewers of our Wednesday night livestream reached out on Facebook Messenger about my favorite 10 classical albums. It got me thinking. First, for a long-time professional classical musician passionately in love with what must be many hundreds of pieces, choosing 10 would be a tough assignment. Last year, I began the Audiophilia Dream List, my vinyl favorites of all genres. Both the list in the magazine and the associated videos have received a lot of attention. So why not start a series with my very favorites from that list? The ones I return to often, the very best of the best. So here's episode 1, the record that if I could only keep one in my collection, this would be it. Before we begin with the fun stuff, please like and subscribe, and please add your dream list classical vinyl in the comments. Thank you. So let's get to the fun stuff, and I can tell you why this magnificent reference recordings double album from 1992 is so wonderful. And when I think to which is my favorite recording that I have, which is an impossibility, I do tend to head towards this album. And I'll tell you all about it in a second. Let's just go over a little bit about its lineage. It was recorded by the London Philharmonic, conducted by the composer in 1991, August 1991, in Watford Town Hall. I'll throw a picture of Watford Town Hall up. It's now called the Watford Coliseum. It includes Becker's The Dandy Prat, and premiere recordings of The Smoke, a Sussex Overture, The Fairfield, and the Commonwealth Christmas Overture. Arnold was very well known for his film scores, of course, Bridge on the River Kwai and others. Less known for his orchestral music, but still very famous, especially in England, for his orchestral music. And to be honest with you, the repertoire here is not his top-ranked stuff. I would put that with his symphonies and his English dances and a few other things. This stuff is really his second-tier stuff. It's still very charming and beautifully orchestrated. That's not why I love this recording so much. Reference Recordings is a company from California. And early on in the 90s, and I think the late 80s, they were making very good, high-quality vinyl recordings with orchestras like the London Philharmonic Orchestra. They did a fantastic SACD and CD of Scheherazade with the London Philharmonic Orchestra and Jose Cerebri. Really fantastic performance and great recording. But this is a Keith Johnson recording, pure analog. You see there, Professor Johnson, pure analog recording. And this is at 33 RPM, but it's a 2-record set. On one record, they have The Smoke and The Fairfield on both sides, which is interesting. You'll play them so much, you'll wear them out. But anyway, the London Philharmonic is such a brilliant orchestra, and it shows on this recording. They were probably sight reading it. The light went on, and they probably read through the overtures and then did a few patch-ups. I think it was recorded over 3 days. But the playing is so spectacular. You can tell that the orchestra's having a great time. The soloists, whether it's trumpet or tuba or piccolo, specifically, Arnold writes beautifully for these instruments, especially since he was a really first-class professional trumpet player at the beginning of his career. He was Beecham's trumpet player with the London Philharmonic. It really is beautifully, beautifully played. But equal to the playing is Professor Johnson's recording. It is so lifelike. Let me give you a shot of what it looked like. You can see the recording session there in Watford Town Hall. But it's really the recording that is so incredible. It's lifelike. You really feel like you're sitting, about 10 or 20 feet behind Malcolm Arnold, and you're listening to the orchestra play in front of you with all the vast array of percussion and the strings on the left and the woodwinds dead center, the brass up to the right. It's just magnificent and lifelike. But the power of this recording, that's what I love so much. The dynamics on this recording are just, as it says in the notes, The dynamics are magic. So are the extremes of dynamic he obtains. Pianissimo is a whisper, and the fortissimo is ear-splitting. So if you go to the smoke, which is on side 2 and side 3, if you're going to buy this record, be very careful with your volume control, because there are 2 or 3 crescendos, large crescendos in the smoke that go from pianissimo, 4 or 5 Ps, to about 5 Fs. I mean, really incredible. And this recording gets it pretty accurately. It also has great notes by Chris Palmer. And I did check on Discogs and eBay in case you wanted to buy this. I first kind of smiled because I was thinking $10, but that was for the CD. Now, the CD is good, and I think this has an interesting lineage because I think it was mastered for CD as well digitally. I'm not sure how they did it. And also Stan Ricker's name appears on the Discogs list in some capacity. I'm not sure. I know that Professor Keith Johnson was the boss, though. Anyway, it's $200 on Discogs on average for the double LP set, and anywhere from $100 to $300 on eBay. Now, the $100 ones are the new ones, and I think they were reissued in 2017 with the same master tape. But the London Philharmonic are one of the world's great orchestras, and it shows on this recording. So yes, whether this is a record to die for, as my friend Scott Wilson uses, and Stereophile before him, or as I call it, the best of the best from the Audiophilia Dream List. I do have, looking at my record collection, at least 4 or 5 of the next episodes ready to go. But this will be the first one. For the music, which is wonderful, it's tuneful, it's accessible, and the recording, which is probably the best in my collection, just remarkable in every way. And the performances by the London Philharmonic and conducted by the composer. Arnold had a very interesting life, quite a sad life. He suffered from manic depression and I think bipolar and severe alcoholism, and it really affected the last 30 years of his life. And my dad met him once doing a concert at the Albert Hall, and he was conducting a group that my father was in, and my father was in a jazz vocal group, and Malcolm Arnold loved jazz, so he started talking to my father about jazz and wanted to write a piece for their jazz vocal quartet. It never happened, unfortunately. And there's a couple of very good videos on YouTube about Malcolm Arnold's life. Episode 1 in the can. Malcolm Arnold conducted the London Philharmonic Orchestra on reference recordings. Just go out and buy it. It's just wonderful. If you don't have it, you're going to love it. Everything about it. Thanks so much for watching today. Please like and subscribe, and look out for episode 2. I'm not going to give it away right now, but if you watch our live stream this Wednesday, we'll probably be talking about this series and the genesis of it. And I'm sure some of the live viewers will have some comments on their favorite recordings as well. So again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.